So I just want to clear up what I think of all the City stuff right now, because it's getting out of hand. I'm getting a bit of a headache from it, so I just want to. I feel like anytime I'm going to get asked about, I'm going to get all my points cut off, and lies will be said. So I'm just going to put it here quickly because I don't have much time anyway. So let's get through it. So, start off with financial fair play, which is a joke within itself. It was introduced to stop the clubs which are deemed as smaller from reaching the top, which is kind of the appeal of sports, in my opinion. You look at basketball, but basketball has a lot of corruption, don't get me wrong, with star favouritism. But in technically any basketball team really can make it to the top with the draft system and all sorts. Owners can get in the way, but I think American sports are set up so that anyone can win. I mean, look at the Milwaukee Bucks a couple of years ago, and they won off building a decent team around a player that was deemed as not great, who grew into a superstar. It's amazing. And financial fair play is built to stop that from happening. It was built to stop Man City from doing what they've done. And now they're mad about it because we've done what we've done. And basically, the Premier League is managed by the clubs, and especially the major clubs like your Uniteds, your Liverpools, your Arsenals, your Chelseas, your whatevers. Have been around for some time. Well, Chelsea, you know. And now you look at it, we've made it to the top, and they're begging the question: how has City made all this money? It doesn't make any sense. They weren't a massive club like they are now. They weren't as successful as they were 30 years ago. How are they making this money in the past 10 years? Well, because we were more successful than the rest of the clubs in the past 10 years. That's why we make more money than United and Real Madrid. Real Madrid have been decent. United have been appalling in the past 10 years. And it should be more questioned. How are United making that money, having a more costly team than we have? You look at Chelsea. I'm not going to get too much into Chelsea, but Chelsea go unpunished. I'm not just talk. I know there's a lot of talk about this year, which they're spending is ridiculous, but the past 10 years have spent ridiculously. The past 10 years, United have spent ridiculously. There's not even an eye-in on that, and that's because it's built to protect those clubs. It's as simple as that. It's not just us. West Ham generate more money than Ajax and AC Milan and many other clubs. It's the nature of football. The Premier League is the biggest and best league in the world, and City have won it 4 times in the past 5 years, as well as winning a domestic treble and usually winning the Carabao Cup. We won it 4 times in a row. I don't know how people don't get this. So the charges come in yesterday, as I'm speaking now, and they're poor. They're terrible. Yeah, they label it as more than 100 breach. Now, it was originally 100. Now it's more than 100, which is already a very drastic way to say it. 30 of those charges that City did not comply with their investigation. Obviously, we didn't. I'm going to bring up UEFA later. We didn't even cooperate with the UEFA one because that was a load of rubbish. They had no evidence, and CAS threw it out. Rightly so. And it'll happen again, in my opinion. But they're extremely picky. Like, maybe a tiny detail is left off one contract, or the contracts were very delayed, or the grass was too long in one season. That's also why there'll be no relegations. There'll definitely be no removal of titles. I think they've already said that as well. It's way too complex, so Liverpool fans can calm down. Not everything's about you. United fans don't have much to calm down about. Not even close. And this is all sprouted from the white paper that was supposed to come out today, I'm pretty sure, of the government intervening on the Premier League's incapabilities to run the league. How incredible is that? We're being sued, charged for improper deliverance of documents and stuff like that, and breaking their rules. Where Premier League are not managing their own league as well, and that is why those charges have come through. All of a sudden, it's been a 4-year investigation. Why now? Oh, there's something major coming in tomorrow. Oh, but now this is their approval of, we actually do something. We're going to intervene on the club we've been bashing because the big clubs control the media. It's been labelled as Manchester City, small club that's been throwing in money. You should hate them, not the Premier League. You should hate them, not the other clubs. I can understand big clubs wanting City to be relegated for this and getting in trouble for this. Because we've been the big dog. If we get relegated, Arsenal might win a couple more Prems. United won't. Liverpool will come back and win a couple of Prems. I understand that there's small clubs, if they are complaining, they need to wake up, because this is stopping you from winning the league. Also, Newcastle needs to be very careful because they'll end up getting the same thing, which I don't think they should. If Newcastle get the same thing, I'll support them because it's unfair. They should have an open chance. But I'm stressing over it because it's getting annoying, but I'm not stressing over the idea that we're going to get severely punished. It's the exact same thing happening with UEFA, and all the charges are set for was not cooperating with them, which just resulted in a fine, which I don't think it should, by the way, but the rest of it was scrapped because he had no evidence. And again, City say they have no evidence that can counter our I don't know, I can't remember the word, but undeniable evidence. So I think the only thing that really needs to be questioned is the Premier League's integrity. They've been pushing down on City for a long time and the other clubs for a long time now. And you look at the other controversies in the Premier League this year with the referees and their rule making and VAR, and you have to question if the Premier League's the right way to go. Of course, you want to be in the biggest, best leagues, but is the Premier League the best league to be in? Not the clubs in there are the best, no doubt about it. But we have some of the worst refs I've ever seen. I'm starting to think they're worse than the Champions League refs, which are appalling. And I start to question if I shouldn't have gone with the rest of the sheet that denied the Super League. Maybe another league really is the option. Because if you really don't want us here and you really don't want the other small clubs to succeed, maybe you don't deserve us. So. But yeah, we can only find out what happens in probably a few years now. That's why I didn't really go into whether I think that we did it or not. I don't think we did. I'd be surprised if we did. It's probably a small something, but I don't think we did anything too serious. I don't think any of the charges are too serious. But I think whether we did them or not, the Premier League needs to be questioned on how they've been operating, not just as a league, but even in this whole thing, where the breaches have stemmed from hacked information, which can be kicked out of court immediately, should be kicked out of court immediately. All that evidence that has come from hacked information is completely immoral. So, that's it.